Welcome. So my assistants wanted to play it a fourth time. That's how jamming that song is. By the way, let me give flowers and credibility that's from the group Optimistic Sounds of Realness. That is a classic way before a lot of use time. But I must give flowers and credit. I do not own the rights. I do not own the rights to that. She just happens to say voice of reason that I do own rights, at least for that phrase. So welcome to another edition of Tell It How It Is. No filter. You know who it is. I hope everybody's good. Everybody's been productive. We are still in the first quarter. This is March. I'm not giving a date. We're in March. Weather-wise, you can't tell. Daylight savings is tapping on the door. We about to move those clocks again. I heard the rumors of getting rid of that for good, but which side of the fence, if they do get rid of it, will we be on? Will it be when we set it back or when we set it forward? So in any event, get ready for that. I am repping heavy Saucy Amor single, The Conversation. Available on all platforms right now. Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, Apple Music for you iPhone lovers. Go and download this, please. The Conversation by Saucy Amor. I'm repping heavy. It's fire. Visuals are in the works. So yeah, let me get right to it. I spoke on the Ja Morant situation already. I think things are still brewing about it. Another NBA player, Shawn Kemp, Hall of Famer. They try to jam him like he was going down for a drive-by shooting, which if you really look into the story, he was immediately released, no shooting, but items of his were taken. And I guess he was just being a little aggressive to try to get the shit back, as you can understand. But all my brothers out there, we are always on the spotlight, especially when we're any bit successful, that we have to really contain our emotions even more, because any little human behavior, human reaction, they want to bash us, we're animals, throw away the key. It's just always some shit. So I need my brothers, all walks of life of my brothers, whether you're famous, whether you're not, whether you work at McDonald's or you work for a Fortune 500 company, I need you to really contain your emotions. That is the only thing that you really have control of, is your emotions and your actions. You cannot co-sign or vouch for anyone else or anyone else's moves and how they do shit. Just control you. And whatever narrative is out there about us, about how they judge us and view us, it's for you to just prove wrong for yourself. This thing about saving the world, I mean, it sounds good on paper, but you cannot get everyone to comply. So you just do what you can, fellas, especially my black brothers. Please refrain from showing out too emotionally. There are guidelines, there are exceptions, there are situations where it's like, yo, fuck it. I mean, I hate for it to get there. I'm not I'm not advocating for it, but it does go there. Check the song out, more music promotions. Go There's on all streaming platforms by yours truly, Hush, Go There. Feel me? That's a perfect example of this. I'll probably put this in the credits along with the conversation link, one of the conversation links that you can check the song out and go there for the conversation we just had. I don't think I have any current events at all, so I'm gonna just deep dive right in. That was it as far as the Shawn Kemp shit go. If I do wanna still say little shit, I really don't got much. The ongoing thing, I'm not going to really get into that. Dylan Brooks versus Draymond. So Draymond Green has a podcast. Don't know the name of it. Don't really tune in. Nothing against him. It probably won't be in the timestamps. But he talked, they got a back and forth with, like, I guess, manhood versus who's better or who's a champion and who's not. And lotta. This is just fillers basically right now because, again, I ain't really want to focus in on current events like that. All right. First and foremost, men, find the flaws before you get caught up in the looks and attraction. You know what I'm talking about here? Find the flaws before you get caught up in the looks and attraction. Obviously, this is when you're mate searching, my purple pill brothers. If you're looking for a relationship, and it's sad because you don't even have to be looking for a relationship. That's why even more you apply this, because sometimes you're just dating, sometimes you want to just have fun, and again, the looks and the attraction is first. So you're like, oh, I'm just going to have some fun with this one, but what happens? How many people are in relationships, willingly or unwillingly, that started with, I'm just going to have some fun real quick? God bless. Point being, though, try to really, like, this takes a skill, a mental skill. So, you approach, you interact, interchange, communication begins. Something begins here, no matter where it's ending. And what do we do, fellas? The looks and the attraction. The whole time we interacting, if we exchange social media, we looking at the social media pics. Now, if you're doing research for physical, don't you think you should be doing research for the mental as well? So, if you, again, exchange social medias, you're looking on her page, like, damn, bathing suit pic or whatever pic that, complements her shape. You're looking at her face, beauty. You're scrolling. You're getting all excited inside, like, I would love to have her, what I'm going to do to that one? Fellas, I've been there. I know what that is. There is nothing wrong with this. I'm not clowning you right now. I'm just saying, as you scrolling, go on right there. Woo, look at them lips. All right. So, while you're doing that, look at other things. What can you also take from the social media? Read the captions. See if there's professional sides of this. What is she, what grind does she have? Not so much that that's going to benefit you, her grind or her bread. I'm just saying, like, at least it shows ambition and that she's about something. Yo, women are winning, man. There's no need for a woman to have to go to YouTube to learn how to do shit. Well, not professionally. I'm talking about in relationships. So the dating apps and all of that is confusing to me, because once women know their self and their self-worth to an extent, and even knowing that they don't have to really display that, they still good money. So the men is who need the help. Women could be all things, right? We can label them, put them under a lot of labels. But the one thing they do good, if nothing else, they checking receipts. They looking, when they now, in that same sense of you checking her social out, she checking yours out. And trust me, it's from a different spectrum. Like, she might be going, okay, little abs going on here in the gym. Okay, they doing that physical shit too. But they are also looking at other things. Where do you work? How do you, do you got kids? Yo, they doing the full interview. So you got to do that too, fellas. I know, we tougher. We could just go with the punches. She look good. I want to, I want to go there with her. And I'll figure that shit out later. That's how you get caught up in relationships that were never meant to be relationships. Trust. So again, break this shit down all the way before you start, going in for the deep dive. Before you going in for the deep dive. I keep looking because I'm going to take an advice of a colleague of mine's that says, my segments are too long, guys. I'm sporadic, with the conversations, with the topics, with how long I go. It'd be an hour here, 50-something minutes there, 40-something there. I try to keep it at 30, but I'm still being told that 30 might be too much. So I'm going to give a test experiment, which is what I asked you last segment, if you paid attention, that I'm open-minded to things. This is not something I've been doing enough of my life. I put in work though. Don't get it twisted. I put in work. But I'm still open-minded to ideas and suggestions, which is why I tell you guys to hit me up. Hit me up on my IG, howustophim. Hit me up on the email, howustophim35@gmail. This is why I tell you these things, because not only topics, anything, any input you have, I'm trying to make this platform great for all of us to benefit. So I take it. Rambling on again. So to say this is going to be a trial. I'm going to tease you. Not really so much. But there's going to be 2 parts to this. So that's why I keep checking the time. Again, do the homework, fellas. Don't be lazy on this. Don't think the attraction and the physical was enough and you'll just jot notes as you go along on your plot to having sex. Let's just keep it real. That's how we move. I'm exposing it. We're dating. We're plotting that sex tip. You wait until then to now see the other things. No, do it prior. And I don't want to put a disclaimer on anything because I know what it said. You know, the more attractive, the more possible headaches, they say. In a lot of cases, that doesn't mean it. This is even more reason to dig deep to see if that is the case or not. Because you got to wonder, some things that come across your path may not be for you. Maybe a lesson. Maybe a test just to see. I don't want to get all philosophical on you like that because you're going to do what you do. I'm just saying, if you can take a second, use up here. You know, they be saying, they be getting on us all the time. We use the wrong head. Use here. Use here more. When you start to use here first, you make better decisions. Because there's plenty. I ain't telling you not to do you. I'm not telling you not to be this, sexual guru. Wherever you at in life, bang them out. Bang them out the park. Yo, I want you to get as much cha-cha as you want. I'm just saying, be mindful of the approach. Be mindful of how you view them. And be mindful of what position they're going to play based on the research you've given yourself about the person. Some people it's for the week, for the month. Everybody got an expiration date, most likely. That's that. Nothing, okay, that's 10 minutes. Nothing or no one can make you happy beyond self. If you are on your purpose and working out and trying to eat and live healthy, but still feel emptiness, your expectations may be too high for your life, whether that's in that moment or for your life period. So, people could lie, you could put on a front. You don't know who walking around in your interactions, whether going to work, at work, from work. You see how their demeanor is. You see how they moving. But you really don't know what's really going on. And they can try to ignore the issues, ignore what they can be doing better, ignoring growth, and just being stagnant in how they moving and what the fuck they got going on. But that's why I said you can't worry about nobody else. But for yourself, if you honestly can agree to this statement I just made about being on your purpose, working out, because it got to be all. I'm not judging how often. I'm not judging, perfection. I'm just saying you have to incorporate these things to an extent. You got to work. Now, do you work 100 hours a week? Maybe not. 40 is the minimum. I say someone above 60 hours a week, 60 or higher, you can't, I'm not expecting you to go much further than that, especially if you got family, kids, other situations, you on your purpose, there's other things you're pursuing. So I'm going to say 60 hours a week of work. I'm not even going to heavily judge the gym on you. If you could get 3 hours a week of the gym, 2.5. This is just an example. Cool. Again, in your work week, this is a strategy I lean more towards. During the work week, I try to be as health conscious as possible. So I'll do the more healthy shit, taking my vitamins, fruit, water, heavy water, and try to see what I'm going to eat. Switch it up, salad. Whatever you choose for your health path. So now, on the days that's not the work, as far as the 9 to 5, because I'm still working outside those 5 days. If I want to be a little dirty, a burger. It don't gotta be a burger. Pizza. You know, the things that they kind of frown on, like you're supposed to always avoid, which is, I feel like it's excessive. You don't have to always avoid shit that you prefer. But on the tip that's not healthy, if you kind of downplay that to where it's just on your days off, it don't have to be Saturday, Sunday. People have different 2 days off. On your days off when you're not working, moving around, it's kind of counterproductive to eat messy because you're not being active, right? But if you really go hard on the 5 days and you're trying to be conscious, I feel like those 2 days won't kill you. Now, is that in all cases? No, because they'll criticize the use and drinking of alcohol or drugs. It's like even if you do those only on your day off, one drink, they still call that counterproductive. I'm not going to be that anal about it. Do what you do. But again, back to the original point. If this is the case and you're in the race as far as at least on a path to the best version of you, and you still feel emptiness, I don't know what your status is, if you're in a serious relationship, if you're married, if you're engaged, or whatever. I know that part of it plays it, but that's not supposed to be the forefront. The forefront is all these other things I mentioned. But if you happen to have that as well, a partner, a solid one, and you still feel emptiness, I just think you need to take a step back and say, I may be fucking expecting too much, or you lack the patience of the journey it takes to get these things. It doesn't mean you don't deserve it. It means that it's not time yet. You feel me? Look, ironically, it's not time yet. It is time. Okay. Damn, that took a turn. So, as I wrap up, because part 1, part 2 coming. Just be patient. Analyze the situation like, look, be grateful for the things that is going on. Especially if you came from a true struggle and you have a lot of fuck-ups and a lot of bad decision-making behind you. You got to remember this. It's steps and it's things in life you got to acknowledge. Like, if you ain't have no fuck-ups and you didn't come from a huge mistakes yet and you ain't really hit rock bottom, I can see why you might feel emptiness because you ain't really go through it. But if you went through it and now you're not, you see where you were, you see where you are, you got to always keep that rolling like, yo, I have come from, and maybe I just need to be a little more patient, or maybe it's just not meant for me right now. Don't sit here stressing yourself out because shit ain't A1 like how you want. Maybe it's not time yet, maybe it's not meant to be. Because sometimes you could grind and want and want and want, and then you get it, and then the thrill is over. Like, yo, okay, I got it, and I was going mad hard for that. Okay, I still feel the same the day after that. So just be humble and patient, and things will come. And just stay consistent if you are on this path where you do balance out some shit. You working 60 hours, you get 3 hours in the gym, you being a little health conscious. That is a lifetime mental process. It's not something you do for a couple months or a year and then you wonder why you feel emptiness. That's just the path. Stay there. Stay there. And I'll be back. Part 2. This is part 1 though.